Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Maybe you are familiar with what's going on with Twitter and Elon Musk and the information coming from those guys who suppressed certain kind of information, and they had their own algorithm obviously to make sure that certain things go viral and other things don't go viral. And from the get-go, I will say that I have a few suspicions, and I can give a prognosis about what they will find in the future. And I will not be surprised if that come into reality, if these guys are going to find it. And that is a big investment and involvement of certain kind of so-called intelligence agencies in connection with Twitter and with what Twitter could do or Twitter was asked to do, or that means a direct cooperation between a private company with the US intelligence community. That would not surprise me at all, and I'm waiting for to see when they will come with certain kind of information giving us that. But I don't think they will be allowed to get that point. I hope that Elon Musk will not be persuaded, if you know what I mean, to stop all these revelations. But in the meantime, let me offer you a piece of information that it seems like they're gonna get too deep. And I'm talking about Elon Musk and his little revelations here. So this article comes from Sputnik, and it's from today, the 10th of December 2022. Third Twitter files, Trove goes live, reveals meetings with FBI and DHS, Department of Homeland Security, on Trump suppression. I'm not here to defend Trump or something like that. He's big enough to defend himself if is accused of anything. I'm here just to provide this as a report where it seems like these guys discover some connections between Twitter and the intelligence community. So let's see what's going on here. Not only intelligence community, because they call it intelligence community. As you see, these guys are law enforcement. They have the power to do certain things that they don't collect information. These are law enforcement agencies, Federal Bureau of Investigation. They investigate you, and then they do what they need to do. And Homeland Security, Department of Homeland Security, the same way. They are enforcing certain things, and they gather information on you, and then based on that information, based on whatever information, they act. A group of journalists were given a trove of data by a new Twitter owner, tech billionaire Elon Musk, now known as the Twitter files. A third batch was released on Friday, and 2 additional releases are expected to come this week. Journalist Matt Taibbi released another batch of the Twitter files on Friday, calling the last installment Part 1 of the removal of Donald Trump. He also promised journalists Michael Schellenberger and Buddy Wise would release parts 2 and 3 on Saturday and Sunday respectively. So the Friday release included internal Slack communications between high-level Twitter executives, including the former Trust and Safety Head Yoel Roth, former Trust and Policy Chief Vijaya Gadde, and Deputy General Counsel and former FBI lawyer Jim Baker, and former Twitter election crisis response lead Patrick Conlon, who previously worked in intelligence for the US Department of Defense. The release shows Twitter executives working closely with the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, DNI. So FBI, DHS, and DNI, which oversees all US intelligence departments. The chat shows Twitter executives often made decisions arbitrarily, and that They even planned to retaliate against accounts they couldn't find violations for which stricter enforcement in the future. For violations for with stricter enforcement in the future. That's how it ends. So chat logs show that top policy executives had weekly meetings with the FBI, DHS, and DNI in the weeks before the election and spoke to them about the suppression of the New York Post story on that infamous laptop, if you know what I'm talking about. The Post also showed the chaos that erupted in the Twitter offices in the face of Hunter laptop story. And Roth also talked about having to miss a meeting with the FBI and DHS so he could have a call with Apple to prevent Twitter from being removed from App Store. The released chat logs did not provide clarity into what the potential removal was for or how close it came to happening. Roth also joked about having to hide his meetings with intelligence agencies on his calendar. Nothing, he was running out of generic names for the meetings. He says, very boring meeting that is definitely not about Trump, and it's a smiley face with a winking face. He joked, adding another quip a few messages later, definitely not meeting with the FBI, I swear, and it's capital letters, definitely not, and FBI, I swear, capital letters. So this is what these guys were doing. We're very excited cooperating with those how to put them nicely, law enforcement agencies. And he says, we blocked the New York, I'm quoting, we blocked the New York Post story, then we unblocked it, but said the opposite, then said we unblocked it, and now we are in a messy situation where our policy is shameless, comes in angry, reporters think we're idiots, and we're refactoring an exceedingly complex policy 18 days out from the election. In short, FML. This is what Roth said about that laptop. You know what I'm talking about, right? So it's all about then in the January 6th about Trump, and it's a lot of information here that shows the involvement of these three entities plus Twitter as well. I don't want to call it meddling or whatever, but you might say, well, they need to be in contact with these guys. They need to control, check and know what the hell Twitter is doing. You can't just let it go over there and anyone can write whatever it needs. After all, I think that Twitter became, after one point, a very important, I would say, national security liability. But anyway, that's the free speech for you. And the connection with these guys purposely on the subject of Trump, the laptop, and other stuff. Now it's too late. We're going to find about the laptop after Biden is gone. That's when we're going to receive a green light to find about that. And after, probably never about Trump. But as I said, it's not about Trump here, but they cry about Russia interference and so on, and free elections and all that, and you can find all kind of hanky-panky with these institutions. Now, just so you know, for me, these institutions are, how should I put it, they are their own bosses. They supposedly act under the U.S. government's umbrella and the president and all that, with the oversight from the Senate and the House. They're too big, and they have too many, how should I put it, weapons to defend themselves and to attack you if they want. And I'm not talking about weapons, pistols or anything like that. I'm talking about weapons in a way to fix you. All right, well, I'm waiting for two things to happen. Either explosive information about clear involvement by those guys, which I think this is already one of those, and the other one, Twitter all of a sudden stopping releasing information, obviously with Elon Musk probably threatened or whatever. What else? and he's gonna say, well, I changed my mind, or waning away the whole relevance of these things, revealing all these things, revelations. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't expect anything extraordinary because to be revealed, because I already in my head, and based on the information I had and what I observed, nothing could be impossible here. Nothing. I mean, if they told me that, I don't know, the president of I don't know, Bangladesh was involved in had an affair with Michelle Obama, I would not be surprised. You know what I mean? So with these guys, everything is possible. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.